Hi folks, welcome. I hope your conference is going really well. My name is Abby and this is about 15 minutes of some movement and some deep full breathing to try and get everything going in the body, try and get the energy levels back up a little bit. When we sit still for quite a long time, everything can start to become a little bit stuck. So we're going to see what we can do about this. Let's start in a comfortable standing position with your feet roughly underneath your hips. Now I've taken my shoes and socks off. I quite like letting my toes out. Don't worry, you can do all of this with your shoes and your socks on. But if you do feel that you want to take your feet out, give them some air, then it's quite nice to ground down through the feet. Either way, relax your knees, relax your shoulders, let the arms be quite heavy. And you could close your eyes for a moment or two, or just soften the gaze. And then very gently start to sway the weight forwards and back towards the toes and the heels. Sway the weight from side to side, one foot and the other. And then start to settle with the weight really quite evenly distributed between one foot and the other, between the front and the back of the foot, and everything else stacked on top. Nice and relaxed. Take a full breath in, open the mouth and sigh it out. And then let's take another breath in, send the fingertips up into the air. When you're reaching up through your fingertips, squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears. And then imagine someone is sucking you up by your fingertips, start to lift the heels up off the ground. Reaching, 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 take a full breath in. And with a sigh, heels down, shoulders down, fold forwards over the legs. Have a bit of a sway here. Doesn't matter if the hands get to the ground or if they're nowhere near the ground. If you want to add a little bit of extra weight, hold yourself on the elbows, opposite elbows, and let the weight of your head really elongate your spine. You might feel this as a stretch in the back of the legs. If it's uncomfortable, bend the knees, not a problem at all. Take a couple of breaths here. Maybe flutter the lips on an exhale. And then reaching down through your right hand, with an inhale, send the left fingers up into the air. You can look up towards that left hand. And then let's exhale the left hand down. Inhale the right fingers up into the air. And we keep switching. The exhale lowers the hand. The inhale switches, reaches opposite hand up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to reach. Keep doing this, bending the knees one at a time as you do. Let your pelvis move, let your chest move, and start to lift the upper body up. So as you're switching the hands, twisting through the spine, we're starting to come upright, taking our time until we get all the way upright. And then keep this hand switch going. So these shoulders getting a bit of space here, the spine having a little bit of a twist. And then once you've done roughly the same amount on both sides, let the hands come down. Bring your feet nice and stable underneath the hips, maybe a bit wider. And let's swing the arms, heavy arms, allowing everything to twist out. Maybe gently moving the head around. Flutter the lips again. Let's take a big inhale, send the arms up into the air. Catch your left wrist with your right hand, lift up, and with an exhale, lean over towards the right. You can shift your hips over into the opposite direction as well. And keep breathing when you're in this side stretch, trying to find space and length up the top side of the body. With an inhale, come back through the middle, switch the grip, and we exhale into the opposite direction. Breathe here. Nice and deep and steady into the top side of the body. Take an inhale to come back through the middle with an exhale. Fold over the legs. Give it all a bit of a shake around. Heavy arms, heavy head. Again, your choice. Let the hands dangle or catch opposite elbows. Straight legs, bent knees, whatever's feeling nice. And then if you've got opposite elbows, release them and start to roll up. Bit by bit by bit, all the way up to standing. Give your shoulders a big old roll. Let the head move around from side to side. Let's have a bit of a stretch on these hips. Starting with your right leg forwards, Bring your left foot back behind you into a lunge. So your hips square towards the front of your space here. Send the arms up into the air. And with your left hand, start to make some big circles, 2 or 3 big circles, and let your body move as well. So kind of like you are swimming the backstroke with one arm. Apologies to any swimmers. And getting this shoulder moving. Next time, both sets of fingers are up in the air. Let's come to both hands, opening out, gentle back bend. And then folding over that front leg, sweeping the hands back up into the air. And opening out one more time, coming all the way up again. Lifting the fingers up, reach up, pull the weight into your front foot, step the back foot up, and float the hands down alongside the body. Give it all a little bit of a move around. Shake the legs out one at a time. Shake the arms out, shake the wrists, shake the ankles. Take a full inhale and a big old sigh, nothing like a big sigh to release some tension. Let's come to the other side. So sending your left leg forwards and your right leg back. Find this lunge position with your hips facing the front of your space, so pointing in the same direction as that front knee. Send the fingertips up into the air. We might feel this along this front hip. And then with one hand, just your right hand this time, taking 2 or 3 big arm circles. And yeah, guys, take as many as you want. If this is feeling good, you can keep going for a while here, really juicing up this shoulder. And then after a while, with both sets of fingers reaching up into the air, let's let both hands move. Leaning yourself forwards. Lifting up, and another big one, roughly the same number on one side as we did on the other. Again, do as many as you feel like you want to right now. Reach up through your fingertips, pour the weight into that front foot, step your back foot up, and let everything sag down again. Have a bit of a shake, wiggle it all out, give the hips a bit of a wiggle, and then find your comfortable standing position. Feet underneath the hips, maybe a little bit wider apart. With an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up into the air. Reach up through your fingers, keep breathing. Looking up maybe. Drawing the shoulders up into the ears, give them a squish. Imagine someone's got you by the fingertips again. Lift the heels. Might feel a little bit wobbly, it's all good. Feeling your rib cage lift. And with an exhale, heels down, arms down, folding over the legs. Coming to that one arm in the air sequence we did again. So reach down through your right fingers. Inhale the left arm up into the air behind you. And exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Switching a couple of times in your forward fold. Letting the hips move. Letting the knees bend one at a time. And then start to lift the body up as you keep the arms switching. And we're asking the mind to do a little bit of work here as well. Might feel a little bit like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. It really doesn't actually matter what this looks like. Just thinking about the spine, coming through a little bit of rotation. Shoulders, getting a bit of a stretch. Again, once we've done roughly the same amount on both sides when we're upright, have a sigh, let it go. Give everything a moment or two to settle, and then come to find your steady foot position. From here, bend your knees and bring your hands just above your knees. So up to you, maybe starting with the thumbs pointing in, but we might want to move the hands around. With bent knees, stick your bottom out, lift your chest, look up. And with an exhale, tuck the tailbone under around the spine. This is where you might want to spin the hands around. Think about the shoulder blades spreading apart. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. So let's come through these two movements. And if you do Pilates or yoga or anything like that, you might recognise this as a cat-cow stretch. We often do it on our hands and knees. The inhale arches the spine. And the exhale round the spine. We can totally do this standing, or you can do this sitting. You can do this in your chair. It's quite a nice way just to think about getting rid of a bit of tension in the upper back and giving the lower back a bit of a stretch. So a couple more like this. And then release the hands. Roll yourself back up again. Give it all a little bit of a shake around. Bring your feet quite wide. Point the toes out to the side. With an inhale, lift the arms into the air. And let's exhale, bend the knees out wide, bend the elbows. Lifting up through your chest. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades together. Keep breathing here, thinking about the knees opening out wide. And then start to bring the hands down just above the knees again. So again, you might want to have your thumbs in, or you might want to have your thumbs out and your fingers in. Play around. One at a time, start to drop the shoulders in towards the middle, keeping the knees bent. So again, we're finding a twist through our spine, working in a controlled way that feels like it's useful to you. So not going too quickly, not going so slowly that it feels like nothing's happening. Trying to get the energy going here. And again, once you've done roughly the same amount on both sides, come back to the middle. Pause for a second there. You could drop down to the forearms inside the thighs and really press those knees out to the side. And then take your time, push into the heels. Lift yourself back up again. Heel toe the feet back together. Give it all a little bit of a shake. Move yourself towards a wall. I'm going to show you a way to stretch out the shoulders and the back to an extent. So facing a wall, place your hands on it, and then start to walk your feet back until your arms straighten. Now this is going to feel quite different for all of us. We all have different length arms and legs, different stuff going on with the back. But the hands can start to walk down the wall as you shuffle your feet a little further behind you and stick your bum out, coming to a point where you feel this as a stretch, perhaps along the outside of the rib cage up into the shoulders. Letting your chest press down as far as it's comfortable. You might feel this in the back of the shoulders. And maybe you let your head hang. Maybe you think about keeping the neck more in line with the spine. Totally up to you. Might also feel this down the backs of the legs. Take your time then to come out of this. Walk yourself back towards the wall, taking a bit of time to come upright again. And bring the feet a little bit closer to the wall, keeping your hands on it. Press your belly and your hips into the wall. You might want to shuffle the feet in a bit or out a bit. Once your hips and your belly are pressed into the wall, push into your hands so that the chest peels away. So we often might do this as a back bend on the ground. We don't need to get all the way down onto the ground. Squeeze your bum. Bring a stretch in the front of the body. Pushing a little harder if the back wants more. And then take your time. Bring the hips away from the wall. Have a bit of a move around. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. Come and find that steady mountain pose again. Tall and strong. You might want to close the eyes. You might let the gaze drop down in front of you. As and when you're ready, take a big breath in, lift the arms up into the air, reach up through your fingertips one last time, squeeze the shoulders up into the ears, suck the heels up off the ground, reaching everything up. Deep breath in, lift your kneecaps, and with a sigh, fold down over the legs. Let it all go. Last time down here, maybe flutter the lips, shake the head, shake the upper body around, and then make your way back up to standing. Take your time. When you get up to standing, rotate your wrists, rotate your ankles, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, and then give each arm a big shake. Really relax, loose through the shoulders. Give each leg a shake. Take a deep breath in. Let it all go. And hopefully that has been of use to get everything moving, get the energy levels up a bit. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye bye.